What can artificial intelligence do to help reviewers conduct a literature search and select articles? This is second of the five lectures in this playlist series. I am Professor Khalid Khan from Granada in Spain, where I used to be distinguished investigator at the university there. I've published books on systematic reviews, including an award-winning book that you see on the screen here. And I'm going to use the methodology published here to apply it via artificial intelligence agents. To cut a long story short, there are 5 steps in an evidence synthesis project. Once the work is completed, the manuscript is prepared and submitted to a journal where, following revisions, it is eventually accepted. At every stage, there is a role for artificial intelligence. We have in the previous video seen how artificial intelligence is applied to frame questions and to prepare a justification for undertaking a project which is registered. And following registration, we carry out literature search and study selection. So the general query is converted into a structured question. From this, we go to generate a search term combination. So let's imagine that we have a question about evaluation of tests in a particular condition. So there are various tests that need to be compared. The terms for these tests are going to be combined using the operator or. The same will happen for terms concerning the participants, and the participants and tests will be combined together. The two concepts in the structured question will be combined together using the term and. Once this search term combination is finalized, we got to have an exhaustive search, much more exhaustive a search than the one we conducted during our scoping and mapping stage in the first stage of the systematic review process. We got to search parallel multiple sources. We got to search the gray literature. In the past, we used to do manual searches by going to the library and running through the content list of the journals. But nowadays, we expect to be able to do all of that using AI agents. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a moment. First, let's look at an example evidence synthesis where, from the published protocol, I demonstrate to you the structured question. You can see that the structured question has several components, and each component has many relevant terms. These terms need to be mapped to medical subject headings and other word variants and combined using and or, just as we explained a moment ago. This search term combination has to be applied multiply in various databases with adaptations according to those database requirements. The searches carried out are then filtered first through the abstract and title stage and then through evaluation of the full PDF files of the papers. This process is documented in a flow diagram and appendices created to go with the manuscript. Here we see the mapped terms generated after evaluation of the various components of the research question. You can see that the terms for participants are combined using or, the terms for tests are combined using or, and the terms for the outcomes are combined using or. And these sets are then combined using and. And examining this after presenting in the appendix the detail, we have a flow diagram. We again reevaluate that the terms for participants are combined using or, the tests and outcomes each with or within the set, and the sets combined using and. And once this combination is ready and we go through the process of selection, we can add further filters. For example, it is very important to ensure that the including literature does not suffer from integrity concerns such as misconduct or fraud of some kind. So we want our search strategy to include a filter or assessment of the studies for the possibility of retraction or expression of concern having been issued, and exclude or evaluate this literature further. All right. So, with this background, we see here that filters and strategies for removal of the studies with integrity flaws are being published. And for these, we got to create prompts for AI agents to apply in the searches. So, the role of the agent is to create the correct search term combination, to apply the search term combination to multiple databases, to then apply the selection criteria to the titles and abstracts, and then further to the full text articles, and remove retracted articles or articles with flaws. For this process to be carried out and for AI to be correctly deployed, we are going to construct a prompt that allows not only to carry out these tasks, but also to give as an output the supplementary materials, for example, the list of excluded studies with reasons, and to construct for us the flow diagram. And we want the AI agent to be fairly conservative in the selection process. So whenever there is doubt, it does not remove the study, it retains it and flags it for me as the human evaluator to examine it further. Now we're going to use an example of a review that I have carried out. It's an umbrella review concerning uh, medical interventions for expulsion of ureteric stones. For this, we saw in the previous video that we carried out scoping mapping searches, and ultimately with justification on the basis that there were 4 or 5 reviews identified at that stage, that an umbrella review would be an appropriate approach. In the second step, now our role is to carry out this exhaustive search. For this, the prompt to be constructed, and for prompt engineering, I have another video on my channel which you can go and see. It uses the acronym PICO, which is obviously exactly the same as the PICO structure for the question, but here the PICO stands for different terms concerning prompt engineering. We got to identify the persona that the AI agent got to take, the input that it will receive, the chain of thought it has to go through to produce the output, and then specify the format of the output. So for this example, using the previously published umbrella review on medical expulsion therapy for ureteric stones, I am going to use Scispace, which is an agent specifically for carrying out research and reviews. So the persona is specified within the selection of the agent. The input obviously will be the input that comes from the searches conducted through the various databases. The chain of thought is that the search term should be created, then various appropriate filters applied according to the criteria related to the structured question in order for selection of articles, and then those with retraction or expression of concern should be put aside for removal or evaluation. So this chain of thought, when applied, should then result in an output that contains the electronic files of the studies selected, and should tabulate the reasons for exclusion, and should also construct for me a flow diagram. So here you have it, the prompt engineering structured according to PICO, written in a simple 8 or 9 line command or prompt over here. When this prompt is applied in Scispace, it takes approximately half an hour for the entire process of searching to be completed. Under normal circumstances, this would have taken several people several weeks to undertake the search. Here you can see that as it executes my prompt, it reaches a stage where it asks me to confirm that it has constructed the PICO question right, and I say yes. And then at the next stage, according to the PICO question, it puts to me the screening criteria for study selection or exclusion, and then it gets on with its task of searching the literature. It then asks me what time period should be covered, and I instruct it to cover any year. I don't want it to be limited by a time period. It then, obviously, going through various databases one at a time, is screening titles and abstracts. Then it is obtaining full papers, as you see on the screen there, and these full papers will then be evaluated by reading the PDF files using a process called natural language processing, specialty within computer science. It then downloads the full text articles, which it will be able to compile in a format that I can access. It may be a zip file or another format. And then it evaluates all of these multiple sources. You can see it is far more exhaustive than what we did the first time round, where only the PubMed database was interrogated in the scoping or mapping search in the first step. Now it has compiled the exclusions and the reasons for exclusions. I am now able to see the flow diagram it has created. And you can see it looks like a diagram that you would have seen in many published papers. I note, however, that there are 71 studies included in the final box after excluding many others that it has evaluated. So I wanted to narrow down the umbrella review further because I only want to focus on reviews that have undertaken in network meta-analysis. So at this stage, I give it a further prompt asking it simply to reduce the study selection only to network meta-analysis. And it gets on to the next stage of screening and selection, where the filtering or narrowing down criterion is that only network meta-analysis should be uh, finally selected for inclusion in the umbrella review. By the way, this is the first example in the world literature of an umbrella review of network meta-analysis. So you are looking at something relatively unique. Here now we have the final output. You can see that the figure has changed in its shape and color. I obviously prefer the previous version because I'm more used to black and white flow diagrams in the published literature. I am now also able to see the text file or the word file it has produced, where it gives the background information. It also gives now the details of the methodology that I can take for inclusion in the methods section of the paper that I'm going to write. It gives me further detail of the inclusion and exclusion numbers, which I can include in an appendix, because in my main manuscript, I'm going to include the flow diagram. So at this stage, you can see that in the actual run, it took half an hour. I was able to carry out the task that would have taken several weeks of effort by several reviewers working together in a team. Now, this output that you have seen has been generated as a hypothetical or exemplar search for the purpose of teaching about the use of AI agents in searching the literature. How well does it work compared to the actual published article? Here is the article and its flow diagram. By the way, this is very recently published. And in the final search conducted through more traditional means, we had in fact identified only around 8 network meta-analysis for inclusion in this paper. And by the effort of the AI agent, I was also able to reach the number 8 or 9 in the final flow diagram with the color that you saw there. So here I am able to show you that there was a process carried out extremely rapidly using the help of an AI agent that is specifically developed for assisting researchers and reviewers. And it came up with roughly the same result. So, this is an excellent preliminary effort on behalf of human reviewers by an AI agent. The next stage is in a real situation for the review team to look through the output of the AI agent before we move on to the next step, which is about data extraction and study quality assessment of those studies that have been included in the systematic review. Thank you.